Hi everyone, LazyFire here. Welcome back to Shadow of Mordor. Today I have two guests with me.
Hi, I'm Poorly Written Novel.
And I'm 9 Gear Crow.
Yes, Niger Crow, Poorly Written Novel, or PWN, as we can call him. He pwns, as it were. They're going to stick with me for this last video, which I pad out by doing an Outcast mission, because the game is literally that bad towards the end game that you can just do it. With the Outcast missions, you need to pad out the end of the game. It is that quick.
Wait, that's not what I signed up for.
Well, this is I don't know what the fuck am I doing here.
I don't know. You're gently caressing his face. It looks like.
Yeah, I like to go around just touching people's faces. It freaks a lot of the ones out that use the Purell stations in grocery stores. But
I mean, the game is Face Touching Simulator 2015.
oh, of course. I mean, if you're not using it to grab people's faces, what are you doing? Well, I guess you might be throwing them off cliffs like that, which is my second favorite way to kill people in this game.
Yeah, that was
Stabbing
a
him
little
in the
brutal.
kidneys is always a fun time.
Yeah, it's you can be pretty mean to these guys. The fun thing about the game, and you'll see it in this mission, is that it randomly will decide how far people need to fall to die, and it's never consistent. Sometimes it's like a foot, and then other times it's like they need to drop a full 20 feet, and then they'll get hurt.
That
Also-
sounds awful.
Yeah, so it works on the Assassin's Creed engine, basically.
Yeah, kinda. You can't pick up bodies, but you can explode heads. So
What?
That's something that threw me off when I played this game. Was I went in expecting Assassin's Creed from the trailers, and it's Batman.
yeah, oh, it's straight Batman. It's one of the things that's kind of interesting about it is that it basically does take all the Batman stuff, but instead of letting your enemies pick up things, they basically always come with the same weapons. Like the playstyle, even the button layout, if you play it with a controller, is the same as the Batman games. Goodbye.
Yeah, that kept throwing me off because I kept wanting to press. I had just played through Assassin's Creed Rogue at the time, so I kept wanting to press all the buttons for that game.
Yeah, look, there we go. I just knocked a guy over with my shoulder over that same cliff. That guy gets up. The other guy didn't.
Yeah,
but then
I
again,
saw
I do
that.
have that. I do have that rune. So
Oh yeah, you've got the beast mode rune on.
yeah, basically just knocking people around how I feel.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I love it. That's fucking great.
It's
There's
just such a heavy animation. It's great.
Yeah.
And like the physics, like the way it treats it, they just go like horizontal.
Okay, and I want to point out the guy who just died there didn't actually fall anywhere.
Yeah, like he
He got
toppled
to
over.
the edge. He got to the edge, and his arm must have gone over. Because sometimes, if like a body part makes it over the edge, then the game considers them dead. Goodbye, bow.
That was some amazing physics on that crossbow.
Yeah. This is the weird thing about playing this for the LP. Was that like at times the game would just really decide. It only happened when I started playing the game for the LP. It would just decide that like, nah, fuck this, and it would go do something weird and bizarre with the physics or with camera angles or something like that. That was kind of the fun part of it. And I don't know how much of that was using NVIDIA, because NVIDIA has their own physics thing. And when I first played the game, I was playing it on an AMD card. So, my favorite place in the whole game.
Bye.
Wow.
I do that at least once more right here.
Oh God. Okay. And I love how he goes over, the bow stays behind.
I wish you could pick them up and just start firing them at people, but you have your own bow in this game, of course. So it's difficult to really justify that. But hold on, just gotta fight this last set of guys before we can rescue the last outcast and get on with the game, because there is a story to this game, despite what the game wants you to believe. And you get to see, I swear to God, you see the major bad guy of the game twice in the entire game, and this is the second time.
Oh my
You
god.
see him right at the beginning and right at the end.
What?
And you only see him for about 10 seconds both times.
Stranger, did you see them?
Is it Sauron the bad guy of this game?
No, Sauron can't be the bad guy of this game, because...
He's trapped in the tower, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Black Hand of Sauron, who I guess somebody said that that's like a real enough thing.
It sounds like it is something... I'm kind of a Tolkien nerd. I've read the Silmarillion, but God help me, I can't remember a damn thing about it.
Yeah, it's written in prose and all that crap, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got a feeling this game's more Peter Jackson than Tolkien.
Yeah, that was the fun part because they, like, specifically did not name this Lord of the Rings. They called it Middle-earth: Shadows of Mordor. That's the full name. So, Peter Jackson was consulted on the game. They wanted to make, like, almost like the Lego Lord of the Rings game initially, where you were, like, a guy who was in the Lord of the Rings movies somewhere, and you were going fighting orcs, and Peter Jackson's like, why don't you do your own thing? Because even he's sick of the fucking Lord of the Rings shit a decade in.
Honestly,
And,
it does feel like that's the safer way to handle this, though, is to not directly call it Lord of the Rings.
yeah, here's Gollum.
Yeah.
Okay.
He is not voiced by Andy Serkis, but he sounds like it. Like, they went all out on just making sure everything was as close to the Lord of the Rings movies as they could, like the design and everything. And they actually worked with Weta Workshop for a lot of the design stuff.
Oh, nice. But yeah, that's kind of weird too, because Andy Serkis does voice characters in video games. Like, he's Ninja Theory's go-to man.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there's Sauron.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just hanging out.
He's in the game in these pre-rendered cutscenes that look worse than the gameplay footage. Sure. Like, the funny thing, this is why I had to do an extra step in most of the game, is that all of the cutscenes in this game, save for like a couple of very specific ones, are all of them pre-rendered at 30 frames per second, and the rest of the videos at 60 frames per second. And so everything you get, like when you go to process this stuff and work everything out, the sound won't line up because the capture card wants to capture it at 60 full time and will compensate by averaging your frames. So I have to pump this up. It's this entire process that only people listening to the commentary over cutscenes version. But yeah, the game does some weird stuff like that. I'm gonna point out, Talion's basically immortal. So getting hit in the face with a rock is only going to hurt him at most. But
yeah, I don't know. What was Gollum hoping to achieve there?
I don't know. The funny thing about it is, you ever watch the MST3K episode with the Prince of Space?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I'm a nerd. So there's this episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000 where the movie's called Prince of Space, and it was a Japanese movie. And they changed the dialogue from, like, whatever it was to your weapons can't hurt me. And so he's fighting against guys who can't hurt him, theoretically. But whenever they shoot at him, he, like, skips away and tries not to get hit. And it's like, your weapons can't hurt me, they scare the hell out of me anyways.
Oh, God.
That is exactly how Talion acts through the entirety of this fucking game. Like, there are things... He gets into these battles that are like life and death all the time in the cutscenes, and then you go, wait, if he fucks up, doesn't he just like respawn 10 minutes later? And, well, yeah, of course.
I mean, if you want to bullshit something about it, it's probably that he's not sure that it's always going to work, but...
No, in the first video, the elf ghost that you have following you around straight up tells you, hey, by the way, you can't die.
Lovely.
Yeah. So whenever you die, you respawn. So here we go.
You Lord of Gifts.
We are going in. We are going to go and take on the Black Hand. Here are our captive war chiefs, as they were. And here are Sauron's major enemies.
Okay. So wait, did we just like teleport into Mordor essentially?
We've been in Mordor. Mordor's bisected in this game. They kind of they put, well, bisected is a bad word, bifurcated is a good way to put it. So there are 2 maps, and this is the first one we're in right now. And the other one's the greener area we started off in. But yeah, so we're in this massive melee with 10 captains total, and it's this whole thing. So
So what's the way to cheese this? Because obviously there is one.
well, as it turns out, using the drain move on any of these ending captains will actually turn them to your side if they're low health enough. So that's a good way to do it. But what I've done already that kind of fucked things over for these the enemy is that I've gone and jumped off the Caragor I was riding, which means I essentially get a free extra health in hand. The game doesn't really care if you do that, so I'm totally okay with it. Like, they very clearly meant you to be, like, fighting this battle on it like it's a horse. But fuck that.
Where's your army of traitors now?
Like, right there, buddy. I don't know.
These guys don't even get names, do they?
Yeah, like, look at his eyes. Dude's blind.
Watch this, watch this.
Oh.
He's mine now. I didn't know you could do that. I did not know you could do that.
Holy shit. That just kind of trivializes this, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought he was basically like the other guys in this group, where you could... Oh. And, of course, the thing about capturing orcs that I always found kind of interesting about this game is that orcs ignore each other's defenses. So if they have a shield, or if they're a certain class that can automatically reverse things, they completely ignore that when they're fighting each other. So you can actually... And watch this. He almost ended up on my side, too, if he wasn't stabbed there.
Damn.
Yeah. But you can actually end up... You see, that's what's supposed to happen. You're supposed to just get knocked away by the guy, but the game kind of forgets that at times. But, yeah, so if you take orcs to your side, instead of...
Do you think this hurt you? Do you think this
Yeah.
is honor?
I don't know why I did that.
I'm okay.
Slowly work our way up. And, but yeah, so these guys with the shields and everything, if I just went and grabbed them, hat disappeared. If I go grab one guy to attack a shield guy, they'll go right through the shield. They won't even be able to block you. Which I just found kind of interesting. Like, the game just did not try on that one. The AI was just clearly not good enough to deal with it.
And okay, hello physics.
And so the
There's still some really impressive AI shit going on here. I can kind of forgive them for that.
Yeah, I just killed a war chief, one of my friendly ones, by shoulder charging him and another guy at the same time.
Whoops.
Look at all these runes. They're useless to me now, though. Because the guys we just fought, the Talons of the Black Hand, they were all like mid-level. They weren't even high-level enemies.
Falling on the Black Gate.
Showing up with like level 17 and 18 captains against guys who are middle level is just absolutely fucking hilarious. They did not try. The end of this game was very clearly like a fucking sprint to the finish. My God, it's in sight kind of thing.
And at last I can die.
It's like, we don't know what we're doing. We just don't know anymore. We just want this to be over, please. We've been working on this for 5 years. I want my life back. And, of course, then they had to release, like, 4 DLC packs or something like that.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's a very pretty tech demo for the Nemesis engine.
Yeah, I think so. I think it works out in that regard, but... some people were actually upset that the newest Batman game didn't use the Nemesis system as well. And it's like, I don't know, like that seems like it's one of those things that works really well for this. Somebody was mentioning like the idea of using a Star Wars game and having the Nemesis system. Where
I don't think it would fit the flavor of Batman, really.
Yeah. So here's our bad guy. Second time in the game we see him. Let's count the seconds until he just disappears, shall we? I think it's about 45.
For you. Celebrimbor.
Well, of course, I mean, look at that incredibly interesting and engaging visual design that this guy has.
Yeah. It's a pale guy with a hood.
Yeah, and a black cloak.
So when I go to war, I usually bring the captives I have, chain them to a rock, just in case.
Well,
I mean, how else do you threaten your enemies?
Yeah, like, and plus you gotta remember, it's Sauron. Sauron is a colossal dick.
I fucking... There are a lot of things that can go a little better in this sequence, tell you what. I do think it's... one of the things people pointed out is that the timing of this game and a lot of this stuff that you're seeing here, the Celebrimbor versus Sauron fight, didn't happen in Tolkien's novels, or the Silmarillion, or whatever the hell. So it makes absolutely no sense, and it's all, like, completely... in the world... In a fictional world, it was fictionalized. So they actually had, like, a Tolkien lore specialist on staff, and they just apparently locked him in a room early on in development.
Oh, God.
And said, stay here, we're not going to need you.
Honestly, a lot of Tolkien's stuff is really stupid when you start thinking about it.
The funniest part of the whole, hey, this doesn't mash up with the reality, the fictional reality of it, is that when the Shadow of Mordor developers did a Reddit AMA about the game, somebody had a 300 some odd word post that was just like, here's my problem with the premise of the game, where he like cited the Silmarillion in certain areas and everything.
It wasn't Stephen Colbert, was it?
No, it was just some
sadly.
nerd on Reddit. I
Yeah.
remember seeing that post. It got linked in the thread, too.
Yeah, I linked it. But I said, don't do what Donnie Don't does, I believe, was my exact... Because, so, Talion in the early part of the game, in the opening, had his throat slashed, and apparently that didn't heal too hot without the ghost, and Sauron's back.
Okay.
Okay, so how do you take on Sauron, the big bad of the whole thing? Fucking 8-button quick time event. How does that sound?
Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, for real.
Beautiful.
Sorry, not even 8 buttons. It's more like 3. I don't know, guys. I don't think I can do it. Apparently, if I used a mouse and keyboard as God intended, I would have been able to do this even faster, but fuck it. Might as well use a controller. That's what I'm comfortable with.
Man, fuck PC gaming.
Yeah, fuck that. That thing that's very convenient, useful, and good.
And wait, so is that
Oh
it?
my
Is the
god,
game
is
over?
this the fucking ending?
That is the end of the game. That
What?
was the end of the fucking game.
What the fuck?
This
What
is
the
what they're
fuck?
fucking doing with it.
Uh-huh. There
Wow,
you go.
they literally White Knight Chronicles this shit. Okay, fuck it, we're done. Let's get out of here.
No, you have to sit through some of the credits and then a little bit of after-credit stuff.
Oh god.
So we can talk about this game
Oh.
and what we just witnessed. But this sets up a sequel, by the way.
Are you shitting me?
Aw.
I mean, I guess it sold well enough to justify one, but...
It won a lot of Game of the Year awards, but none of the Game of the Year awards said it has a great story and a fulfilling ending. So,
Yeah,
that says a lot.
no, it was getting those awards based on the Nemesis system being, amazing.
Actually,
What
that's
it is.
part of the reason why I kept the credits in, because the Nemesis system wasn't made by Monolith.
God.
We'll have to talk about that in the credits, because anyone watching the no commentary over cutscenes video can't see this. But
So-
wait for it. Wait for it.
The time has come for a new ring.
Yeah!
you-
The next game was going to be us mining for gold, trying to find enough to make a ring. And learning blacksmithing, I think.
The fuck was
Well,
even the
basically-
point of that?
We'll go play Oblivion or Skyrim after this. That'll be the sequel to this game.
Jesus, I thought the sequel hook was gonna be now we have to go kill Sauron even harder.
Yeah, that might be it. It's like we're gonna go up to the tower and stab the eye.
Would making okay, I'm going to come out as a humongous spurg here about this shit, but would making a new ring cause the exact same fucking issues that have already happened?
No, Talion will have it, and he's totally trustworthy and good.
But the fucking elves had rings and they got shit fucked.
There was a realization team. I'm sorry. What's that?
Yeah, plus the guy's name is Talion. That's a little bit on the nose. An eye for an eye, really? Like, of
Yeah.
course bad things are going to happen to anything or anyone that is named fucking Talion.
Well, I mean, he wasn't vaccinated to start off. So I want you to look. We're gonna start seeing some stuff here. There's a lore and text group. There's the Nemesis system and dialogue group.
Jeff Spock, are you kidding me?
Those
That's
lore and
his-
text dudes fucking failed at their job.
Yeah. Platform. I don't know what that does, but apparently he was there. And the runtime guys who were at the end saying, "Fuck it, just make it end." One of the things that I should mention about this game is I played this with the high graphics settings. If you want to do the ultra settings, you actually have to go and download a specific patch on the PC, and you need a 4 GB or more graphics card to use them for ultra.
You have to be one of those people.
Yeah,
And then the game just dumps you back into it with nothing changed.
You can go and kill all the Nemesis guys you have, and keep doing the Nemesis system if you really want to. Like that is the serious end game of the. Like once you finish the game, it's not like Grand Theft Auto where there's always like side missions and all sorts of other crap you can do and random things that happen. This is like straight on. Hey, it's the end of the game. Okay.
Go fuck around in a sandbox.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, please keep playing until we bring the sequel out.
You want to do the DLC, right? Woo! So one of the things I love about the game is that you can get on these Grogs and just basically ride them around like fucking tanks, had you need to do such a thing. So that's kind of what I do here, but I figured what did you guys think? I mean, I heard your reactions. I think some people might have... God, the controls. But what did you think of that ending? I want your honest opinions.
That is the laziest fucking cop-out I have seen in a good long time.
I'd have to say it's about the second laziest cop-out because, like, the ending to White Knight Chronicles 2 is, like, literally the laziest cop-out. You beat the final boss, everyone goes, oh shit, we gotta get out of here. They run to the door and the credits start rolling. That is the worst fucking ending I've seen.
Clearly, White Knight Chronicles 3 would resolve all these things.
Oh, fuck that.
You'll have to play that.
The other problem I see with it is the fact that Talion shouldn't have been able to kill Sauron.
Well, no, you
Like,
see,
in the
Celebrimbor held him
lore,
back.
he should not have been able to do that shit.
Yeah, like, that's the thing that I'm sort of wondering, like, I know, like essentially lore-wise, Sauron is still alive, but, like, in the game, is he still alive?
Yes, he only possessed the Black Hand for a short period of time.
Okay.
Whoa!
Whoa, okay.
And I'm like, at this point, just bring out your dead, basically. Because anyone who comes, if you're gonna step to me, you're probably gonna get crushed.
You're giving the Grog a nice, healthy meal. This is probably the most it's eaten in weeks.
I have to imagine these guys got.
Just you and one Shrock-breath Growl.
Whoa,
I'll
whoa.
cut you both to pieces.
Cameraman got drunk before he got here. Yeah, keep talking shit, son. Keep talking shit. One of the big problems with captains talking shit about you and your Grog is generally they're not immune to getting bit, in the face. There is actually, if you end up against a Beastmaster captain, which I have not been able to find when I'm on a Grog, they will just straight up kill the Grog before they can. So,
Sorry, go ahead.
I was kind of hoping I would run into one here, but it just didn't happen. So, yeah, basically stomp things, have physics issues. It's good times. But this is like the end. This is the end of the game. This is it. This is all there is to it. You go around stabbing guys and continue stabbing guys. So anyone who's playing the game after the story ends, they basically have nothing to do except for finish up like side missions.
Great.
And the side missions are all really samey and boring.
I would say to the point of being non-essential.
Hey, maybe this is Talion's master plan. He's not really looking to build a new ring. He just wants to depopulate the Earth of orcs. By hand.
I mean, because he's immortal, he could technically just do that.
Wait, why is he still immortal at this point?
Because
I'm confused.
the elf ghost jumped back in him.
But why? Why did the elf ghost jump back in him?
Yeah, like
What did the elf
fucked up
ghost
by
achieve?
Sauron.
I don't know why anything happens in this game towards the end. I think they just said, like, we're close enough, guys. Just roll with it, please.
Yeah, no, halfway through we transitioned from, like, Lord of the Rings Peter Jackson to The Hobbit Peter Jackson.
So that is the LP. We'll have a couple more videos, but thanks for watching.
Bye.